Hey guys, welcome to a special Saturday edition of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist. So I work a lot during the week. I try not to work on the weekends, but sometimes I come in. Anyway, today I was more than happy to come in to receive the Buggy body. So this thing is back from paint. So a fellow named Miguel, and sorry Miguel if you should happen to see this, don't know your last name. So Miguel works with Meyers Manx. He's been working with these guys forever, approximately. He's the guy. So if anyone has a Meyers Manx, an original one that they need repainted, he's your guy. Send me a message through my website or whatever if you need his contact info. I'll be happy to dig that up and send it to you. But anyway, yeah. So this is the body for the '68 Manx Buggy. Its chassis is back there in the corner, pretty much done with the exception of not having the motor in it. And yeah, the chassis has actually been done for probably at least a month now, but I wanted to wait until we were in a better place, so to speak, in the shop as far as having some space, because until the body and the chassis go together, that project is taking up 2 spaces, which we didn't really have to spare. And it's going to be a little bit tight now, but yeah, so we're going to actually try and get on this thing probably within the next week or two and get the body and chassis back together. And, not only to create space, but because this is a bitchin' project and we want to work on it. But anyway, I don't know that the camera can do any justice to this. So those of you that have been following for a while probably remember this Buggy when it came in. It was yellow and the body was in good shape. I mean, it didn't look like it had been wrecked before or anything major like that. Some little things here and there, but it was this ugly yellow color. And we were pretty sure that it had body filler in it and stuff like that, where we wouldn't be able to rescue the original gel coat. And when the body went down to Miguel and he started stripping the paint, that's exactly what he found. But again, I don't know if the camera is even going to be able to really capture this. You really almost have to see this in person to appreciate the depth of this metal flake paint. I mean, it's just incredible, and it looks like it's like 10 feet deep. And in the sun, this thing is just unbelievable. When they pulled up on the truck, of course, it was sunny out, and we were all just kind of standing there picking our jaws up off the ground, the owner, his wife, and myself, just looking at this thing. But basically what he does is he sprays the metal flake on there. And the metal flake, and this was new to me, so I don't know, a lot of you guys probably knew this already, but the metal flake is actually what gives the car its color. So it's not like colored paint that also has metal flake in it. The color is 100%. In fact, I think I've got a bag of this stuff somewhere here. Let me pause this for a second and I'll find it and show you guys. Okay, here we go. So this is pretty much it. This is the metal flake. So this is what gives the car its color. So basically when he sprays this stuff, he mixes this with clear coat and of course, hardener. And that's the paint. The clear coat has no color, obviously. It's clear. So the color is 100% for that. That pretty much blew my mind. I didn't know too much about these like metallic finishes, but this is pretty wicked. So anyway, yeah, it looks incredible. I think it probably looks at least as good as the original gel coat would have looked. Honestly, I'm probably feeling like it's even better than the gel coat would have ever looked, as far as how much he polished it and the amount of work that he went into it. I mean, this thing is literally a work of art. He went and filled all the extra holes. So we were going to use Beetle turn indicators up front still, so he left those. He filled in all the holes on the sides except for that one and that one on each side, because those actually lined up pretty nice with the new chassis. And then yeah, there was a bunch of random holes back here. He filled all those in. He filled in the ones for the roll bar and stuff like that. He even filled in the one for the steering. So we're pretty much starting from complete scratch here, other than the turn indicators. And then in the rear, the way this thing had, which we're going to put it back that way, is it had Chevy Impala and I don't remember the year, but it had Chevy Impala lights here. And then outside here, it had some that kind of look almost like Beehive Porsche lights. They weren't that, but we preserved those. We're gonna re-chrome those. The Impala ones, he was able to get complete reproduction assemblies that are really nice. So those will go on. And then he had that funky air cleaner on here, which he wanted to retain, that kind of looks like it was off like a tractor or maybe some industrial thing. It's kind of a neat piece, actually, because I think that's one of the cool things about these Manxes is when people built these back in the day, you know, they were just kind of grabbing parts, whatever they could find to do the job. You know, some industrial air cleaner, some Impala lights, some other random lights that might have come from a, you know, auto parts store or something back in the day. And people just put these things together. And so we wanted to preserve some of that stuff. And, you know, his kids have fond memories of riding around in the back seat here and listening to this air cleaner right behind their heads, you know, suck air and stuff like that. So, yeah, there you go. Anyway, let's see. So other than that, I did tinker around with the Porsche a little bit. And I did go ahead and pull its IDA carburetors, and they look like they needed to be pulled. They're pretty gross, and I have no doubt that the gas is all dried up in these. I haven't opened them yet, but I'm pretty sure I know exactly what to see in these. So these have to be all gone through and rebuilt and so on. But I'm not too worried about it. I've rebuilt many IDAs for Volkswagens, which are of course the 2-barrel ones in the day. So I think this is, you know, just a extended version of that with an extra throttle plate on each one. So yeah, I'll get to those. Let me walk out to the car real quick and we'll take a look in the engine compartment. So here it is, the ugly duckling engine compartment, which is maybe more ugly than the rest of the car. I'm not sure. It's a close call. It's ugly though, but anyway, here it is without the carburetors on it. The cool thing that I found when I pulled the carburetors is that somebody actually match ported these manifolds to the heads. You can kind of see it down in there. So that's kind of cool. My buddy Todd, who's a longtime Porsche guy, said maybe the intake ports on the 2.7, which again, this is a 2.7 long block, were bigger than the intake ports on a carbureted 2-liter, which is what these would have come off. So maybe they had to match it so that there wasn't a big step there. Who knows? But anyway, they're match ported. I was happy to see that somebody at least, you know, put some thought into this conversion of taking a 2.7 long block and then pretty much fitting 2-liter carburetors and so on to it. So yeah, I'm actually going to be very curious someday when I rebuild this motor to see if it's got a cam in it or anything else. I think I might have mentioned it does have the upgraded lower valve covers, which are off a Porsche Turbo. They're less leak prone because they have more fins on them, more stiffening. So, and then I think I also mentioned this car has adjustable front and rear Weltmeister sway bars on it. And yeah, there's some little upgrades on this car. So the owner was definitely interested in a little bit of performance here. So I kind of expect that as I work on this car, I'm going to be uncovering more and more little things that he did to it to squeeze a little bit more performance out of it. The only other thing which I don't think I showed before was that yesterday morning, so Friday morning, I actually put on the replacement rear air intake here. So remember the one that was on the car, somebody had like, you know, spray painted kind of flat black, and the flat black paint was kind of peeling off it in place. I mean, it looked terrible. It was very fitting to the ugly duckling name. But yeah, the car came with a much nicer original one. It's not perfect, but it actually fits in pretty well in this car with a little, you know, patina on it. So I put that on, and then I pulled off all the badges on the deck lid also, the Porsche and the 911T. They were also painted flat black. So soaked those in some paint stripper, got the 911T badge back on. It's also a little rough looking, but you know, it looks pretty appropriate on this car. And then the same thing with the Porsche script there. Just pretty much need to pop that back on too. So yeah, slowly but surely, you know, doing some little cosmetic things here and there just because they're kind of fun and easy. and then also, you know, starting to kind of tear into the mechanical side of this thing so that I can start it up and see how it runs. So that is it for today, guys. Pretty good for like a 3-hour day in the shop here. Very excited about the buggy body, and yeah, so hopefully this coming week maybe we'll start looking at putting that body on the chassis. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Bye.